Okay, I think I finally figured this out. Let's see. Who's out there? Um, Live chat. Stream health. Let's see. Stream health is healthy. Good. I figured that out. I was having trouble. It was telling me the stream was very poor and would have been me freezing all the time. So I should be working smoothly. Yeah. So, so I've been absent from the live stream scene. The end of October was the last one I did. Remember, I used to do monthly summary. Well, I'm going to do that this month too. Just do a quick summary of what happened in January. And this is different, though. I'm going to start previewing what's going to happen in February because that's new. So nobody's here yet, so I'm just going to go play my guitar for a bit. Hold on. Yeah, I think if I do this in a regular schedule, then people kind of know to check for me. That's the thing about YouTube. You got to stick to a regular pattern. It's just like the old television. Sunday nights we used to watch Movie of the Week on ABC and Disney's Movie of the Week kind of thing. That was at 6 p.m. Sundays. All these routines, these media routines. So, yeah, this is called my meet and greet. So if you want to ask me a question or make a request, this is a good time to do it. Oh, good. Now we're getting some action here. We got King Jadex. Hello, hi. And then we got Dave Fick. Hello, Dave. I got to back up if you want to see my guitar. So I'm going to talk a little about how January went and what's on the menu for February. And also, since you're here, feel free to leave a request. Anything. Tell me what you are thinking about, what life's going like for you, where things are in life for you. Whoa, there's people doing construction next door. I just heard a huge bang. It scared the dickens out of me. I know a lot of Steve Howe stuff. I was a big Yes fan, and Steve was my big inspiration. I have to change it just enough so that the algorithm isn't going to think I'm ripping somebody off musically, So classical. Yeah, that's it's a Steve Howe prog rocker, symphonic prog, so it definitely gets that classical music in there, and that's where I learned my classical, although I did pick out some Bach. It's been a long time. right, we got about 4 people watching right now. And I'm just going to switch over to the screen here for a second. Using this OBS software. If any of you ever get into YouTube and doing this live streaming, it's a slight learning curve, to say the least, figuring out this stuff. And yeah, so just a quick review. This month I did my usual review of Alip Ba Ta. He's an Indonesian guitar player. And I remember I just got a ton of requests when I started doing reactions saying, check out Alip Ba Ta from Indonesia. So I got so many, I said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll check him out. Just so happens, obviously, I'm a guitar player, so I like guitar music. And Indonesia, the population of Indonesia is almost as big as the United States. I always thought it was a tiny island, but they're a friggin' massive population there. Anyways, they're big fans of this guy, Alip Ba Ta, so I do about 1 review of his stuff a month, or once every 5 or 6 weeks or whatever. And that keeps everybody happy there. What else did I do this month? Hold on here. Now I just gotta... scenes here. Scenes. Again, the learning curve is a bit severe. Properties. I may not be able to get them any more up now. So anyways, yeah, January was a quieter month for me. How was it for you? How did you guys enjoy your January? I mean, did you have any New Year's resolutions that you decided, oh, this year I'm going to exercise more, or I'm going to, something like that. Dave fixes I play bass. Being able to play like that is awesome. Thanks, Dave. Well, I played bass in one band. 2 bands, that's true. I played bass for a year with a band, and then another year and a half with another band, just cover bands. And I was just doing it as a hobby. At the time, I was a chef. So, yeah, it was fun to play bass. I consider myself a bassist as well as a guitar player. King Jadex, I play bass too, Dave. It was my first instrument, but I'm learning to play more guitar now. That's cool. Oh, it definitely wasn't my first instrument. The bass would be a neat instrument to start out on, You tend to think anyone who plays guitar can play bass, but it's not really that simple. It really does take some... it's a different kind of playing. If you're using a pick, that's another thing. If you're using the 2-finger thing, or like Geddy Lee, who's going back and forth. Yeah, and Chris Squire, best bass player ever, uses a pick. Anyways, so the tone is all in the fingers and how you use it. Yeah, 2 different instruments. You're right, Dave. So, King Jadex, January was a good month for me. Got a song actually done. Haha, New Year's resolutions. Oh, King Jadex, so you must be working on some original music? Great. Excellent. You have, do you use like Logic or something, or Pro Tools on the laptop, or do you use... yeah, you could do it. There's many approaches now. Myself, I like doing... I like Logic Pro on Mac. That's a great product, whatever. DAW. And I also have a Tascam Porta Studio with cassettes. I've got, and as well as that, I picked up 2 other used Porta Studio type things, but they're different brands. There's something about Tascam, the Porta Studios, that has a really unique quality to it. It has its own sound, just like, like a Fender Strat has its own sound or something. There actually is a kind of a sound to these units that you can kind of pick out if you've recorded with enough of them. I picked up one other one. It records almost too pristine. It's almost like that defeats the whole purpose. You want to record on analog cassette tape. You want to have the saturation. You want to go for the analog sound. And surprisingly, I don't know. It could be good. I haven't really worked with it too much. We'll find out. So let me get my list of my reactions coming up this next. I don't know if I'll get them all done this month, but there's a whole ton of them. Hold on there. So, and these are all queued up. They're literally ready to go. I've got Hannah B. I'm doing a lot of full album reacts, and still doing a few single song stuff that's more appropriate. Like Hannah B, for example. They're a Japanese band. I'm going to do one of their songs. Album-wise, The Deer Hunter, Act 4, Rebirth in Reprise. I'm going to do the Mars Volta. Okay, Dave Fick, about to finish up my first song, Many, for our 4th album, scheduled for release in September. Oh, okay. Hey, you should tell me about your band. What kind of music are you making? What style of music? So I'm going to react to La Máquina de Hacer Payaros, which is a 1977 album. Really classic Latin American prog. So yeah, the Mars Volta, Nocturniquet I'm going to react to. I'm going to do a Slow Dive by, it's called Souvlaki. It's a classic shoegaze album. Cocteau Twins, another kind of shoegaze type. Radiohead, Amnesiac. I'll be reacting to that album. Mahavishnu Orchestra. I look forward to reacting to that. It's a 50-year-old album. This year, came out in 1973. I don't know it, and it inspired actually, yes, a lot for Close to the Edge. And Metallica, Master of Puppets. I'm going to be reacting to that whole album. And so Dave Fix's 4th album coming out using Reaper in my MacBook. Usually hook it up to a dock that goes to an ultra-wide interface speakers. Cool. Ambient prog. Oh yeah, great. I love ambient. That is good. Yeah, I've done some ambient stuff myself. I really like doing ambient music. Guitar-oriented, though. Of course, I think as a songwriter, I always want to be guitar-centric. So, Metallica and Justice for All, I'll be doing that album. 9 Inch Nails, I'll be doing a double album by them called the Fragile Album. Soda Stereo, I've got a couple songs lined up because there's a lot of fans of Soda Stereo down in South America. They're always encouraging me to react to it, and I'm happy to do, some songs from there, learn about their awesome music scene. I got some Italian stuff, I got Asterism and a track lined up. There's a band called Pendragon, a prog band. I'm going to react for the first time to them. So it's just so many bands I haven't even heard yet. So that's one I'm going to check out. I'm going to react to this band called Pooh. This is hilarious. They're called Pooh, P-O-O-H. A song called Parsifal. They're an Italian band, and I know it's a hilarious name for us in English, but apparently they've sold like 90 million albums worldwide. Like they've sold, I forget the actual figure, but it's multitudes of albums. So despite that name, I guess it's, Winnie the Pooh. I guess that's where they're getting that name from. But you know how it is nowadays. You hear Pooh, you think the emoji, I'm going to react to Mew, introducing Palace Players. It's called MEW, Mew. I think they're Norwegian or something like that. Fate's Warning. Again, another older prog, sort of probably a pioneering prog metal band, I'm guessing. More harder rock. And I don't know them. Although when I hear them, I may recognize a bit of it. I doubt it, but we'll see. Nemophilia, I got a song lined up by them. Barış Manço, Turkish guy. Again, those are people in the comments saying, "Hey, check out this song," and I check it out. I like it, and they want me to react to more. So I do a few, here and there, just sort of to keep the connection with around the world, with people. I think it's kind of fun to have people watching the channel in Turkey. A Perfect Circle, I've reacted to several songs off of there, and I've got a few left. And I kind of, loose, what do they call it? Loose strands, loose threads. Finally going to pull that all together, so I'll have a full album react to their album, one of their albums. Duran Gray, I got a song that's been queued up forever on my hard drive. This is part of what I'm doing. I'm just trying to clean up these reactions, get them done. And this year, I'm going to do a lot of full album reactions, as I mentioned. I got another track by Invisible, a band down South America. So there you go. That's a whole bunch of that's a bunch of albums. Man, I'm going to be busy. Mars Volta should be interesting because I kind of have to catch up. They have a new album out, so I can actually get to the new album after doing Nocturnicat, I believe. I think that's the last one they did before they broke up, isn't it? Loose Threads. Yeah, that's it. Threads. Mr. Wondrous, you're not late. Don't worry. You ain't late. Oh, so your band's called Nova Cascade? Or your project? Whatever. Oh, I really can't wait for The Fragile. I'm a huge fan of Trent Reznor. I can't wait either. Again, this is another artist that I've heard of, obviously. Huge. 9 Inch Nails. Maybe I heard them on the radio here and there a little bit and wasn't interested at the time. But I am now. I'm very interested, especially since he influences a lot of other people. And he did a collaboration with David Bowie. I was watching a video. David Bowie obviously had a lot of interest in working with 9 Inch Nails guys. The guy, just forgetting his name. I can imagine him anyways. So if you haven't heard of us, you should check it out. The third album, Back from the Brink. If you dig ambient prog, yeah, I'll check it out. Ambient prog. And anyone else here too? Mr. Wondrous. 8 When Wet. Okay. I don't know what that means. So, yeah, that's some of the stuff I'm going to be doing. Also, I said I was going to do a lot more guitar lessons. I haven't really done many. I just did one by Genesis from one of their classic 70s albums. And also, I'm working on my own CD too, or a new album, I should say. So that's taken up more time than I thought it would. I guess I haven't recorded an album in a few years. So since I started my YouTube, I'm not used to having to divide up my spare time. Usually, it's like all my spare time goes right to YouTube. So now it's suddenly, I should be doing a YouTube video, but I should be doing my CD too. So bit of I don't think it's a conflict per se. It's just learning to balance that out. So Mr. Wondrous is here. Play Fracture. I don't know. What's Fracture? What's a... I like the nylon guitar for classical, but I also love the I love Latin jazz. I mean, listen to that chord. I mean, some of these chords are also jazz chords, right? Just straight jazz. Combine it with a nylon string and this Latin kind of shuffling and dancing. It's great music. And And I used to do a duet with a piano player. Her name was Dee Cooper, and we did an actual album. You can find it on streaming services. We're called Cooper Wolfe. Cooper Wolfe. We did one album, and it's pretty good. But you know that's the thing. If you get together and do one album, that's great. You're breaking the ice, but that's all it is. The first album is always just breaking the ice. You're just kind of warming up. You gotta really do a lot of work to get in there. Crimson, yes. David Bowie was kind of a mentor to Reznor. Okay, yeah. Reznor's last main album, Bad Witch, had many homages to Bowie after he passed. Yeah, that was so sad when David Bowie passed away. Yeah. There's been too many passings, eh? Too many. So I have an issue whenever I have a guitar. It's like I don't know what to play. I probably have thousands of songs packed away in my brain, but what to play? That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, as far as guitar, what the hell, man? There's construction going on. Sorry, again, it sounded like an explosion. So when I started guitar, I started on a steel string and just learning, the basic stuff, learning chords. And then my cousin showed me bar chords, Bar chords just change everything. They're like turning on a light in a dark room when you discover bar chords. It's like, wow. And then I got a little electric guitar and a little cheap little electric amp. Distortion, it was kind of not too bad. And then I started figuring out rock songs and stuff, and then later got into nylon string. Guitar is there's so many directions you can go with guitar. You can do your heavy metal stuff, get into 8-string and like super fast stuff. You can do, hammering on and stuff. There's just so many directions you can go on a guitar. Fingerstyle, it's like a little orchestra in itself, like a... rough and rusty, sorry. I play left-handed on a right-handed guitar, and have found bar chords tough. You're left-handed on a right-handed guitar. Okay, that would be weird. Rodrigo would be nice. Egberto Gismonti, Crimson. Bar chords don't work with my fingers. Is that right? Learning to solo, that was the thing. I'd say, and after a couple of years of playing guitar, I really wanted to learn how to play fast, and that was like my focus. So I want to play fast, and I got guitar teacher. I went through like 9 or 10 guitar teachers until I found one I liked. I was pretty picky, because my very first guitar teacher was a jerk, and he was just didn't care at all. He just was absolutely passionless and careless about teaching. Worst teaching I could have had. But I had enough of a spark in me, I didn't care. But then when I started waking up to what he was like, I was just like, I was 9 years old when I started playing guitar or something. Yeah, I was 9 or 10, 11, maybe 11. And so I got a teacher, didn't like him, got a teacher, didn't like him, got a teacher, didn't like him. I went through a bunch of teachers, and then I got a jazz teacher. And I just knew he was the one. And he was teaching me some jazz chords and scales. And finally I knew I could possibly get to be a fast player. But he always said, don't worry, you're going to get fast. Just learn it properly, you know. Fast comes with time. Fast is just natural. So, yeah, do you guys, you had a good January? What's the year looking like for you? Are you thinking it's going to be a good year, or is the whole political situation, you know, the upheaval, the economic challenges, are you feeling the pinch of that? I know we are. I mean, the inflation's terrible. Blues are so important to guitar, you know, and country. It's just amazing how many different styles of music have come out of just one instrument, you know. I mean, I guess piano's the same way. I don't know, piano is, to me, I used to play piano, but I felt, for 2 years before I played guitar, I felt constricted though. That's why I got into guitar. I felt like I'm just not getting it all out. Somehow I felt like it wasn't doing it for me. And then when I started playing guitar, you know, I realized, you know, the strings are right there. You got the strings under your fingers, whereas a piano, it's just sort of a static thing in a way, you know. It's just the keys never really change, you know. I mean, you can't really vibrato a key. Maybe they can, I don't know. Certainly you use your foot, whereas when you're playing guitar, you're not using your foot so much. But that's a big part of piano, is using the foot pedals and stuff. Yeah, blues. I remember when I learned, that was really cool when I learned that scale. I forget what that's called now. Some things that you learn, you're just gonna they'll be helpful forever. Hey, we got a new visitor, Santiago Gonzalez. Hi, Dean, watching you from Paraguay. The other side of the world indeed. Yeah, right on. King Jadex looking good. Going to Finland in the summer. Oh God, are you sure you want to go to Finland? They're right on the border of Russia. Yeah, be careful if you go there. Depending on what time of the year and what's happening in Russia, be careful. Paraguay, eh? Paraguay. Let's make a little song for Paraguay. Paraguay, Paraguay, Paraguay. Is it raining down in Paraguay? Is it raining? Or is the sun shining bright? Paraguay. There's a little song for Paraguay. Oh, imagine playing the violin. Oh, man. I mean, I play cello, actually. I've played cello for 2 years in high school, so I still got a cello now in the closet. I use it once in a while. I used to play violin when I was a kid. I tried it, and I could do it really easily. And then as an adult, I said, oh, yeah, I can pick this up and play it. And then I picked it up, and no way. It's just a totally different beast, surprisingly. It's just the way it's played. It's just so... I don't know. To me, it's a very awkward instrument, to be honest. You get your chin going under there and everything, and guitar is much more comfortable, you know? What is a paraquat? Paraquat. Yeah, so in case you didn't know, I'm in Canada. I'm on Vancouver Island, a little town called Victoria. which happens to be the capital of British Columbia, and I keep forgetting that because Victoria is a small town, and Vancouver is a big, metropolitan city more or less, and Vancouver is not the capital. It's this little place here on Vancouver Island. But I'd rather be here any day on the island than Vancouver City. Everyone who says Vancouver's so great, I don't get it. I mean, yeah, sure, there's some nice views. If you got a house in the right place, you'll see the whole city. You see this mountain and all that. Yeah, it's beautiful. But it's still a city. Traffic is horrible there. It just feels like you're just doing nothing but driving. Drive. You want to go somewhere? Drive. It's like... Anyways, Mark Knopfler. Yeah, Mark Knopfler... Postcards from Paris. I like Mark Knopfler. I used to cover that years ago. I don't know the words, I'll just fake it. I don't know them. You got a Paraguay cat. You go. He's got a dee-dee-do. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Ba-da-da-da. We are the Sultans. We are the Sultans of Prog Dog. Yeah, he was a big influence on me, Mark Knopfler, because he was doing the fingerstyle on an electric guitar. And another guy who did that was Bruce Cockburn. He did that really well. And of course, Jeff Beck. Who, surprisingly, I'm not that familiar with Jeff Beck. I just remember seeing him play and thinking it was pretty amazing the way he'd use his fingers. And it seemed like he didn't use a pick. Am I right? He never used a pick, just always using his fingernail. And, it's all feel, it's all tone. And there's a lot of tone in the fingers there. And even a pick, you can get tone and working it together with your finger. Yeah. Guarani. Finns are cool. Okay. Yeah, they have a great school system as far as I remember. Yeah, my kids were talking about how they had a great school system. And they were not all day there in school. They had shorter hours and less homework, and yet they were like they scored really high in the world as far as quality of education. And now I think Germany's that way too. Isn't Germany pretty high up there? And they also have I think it's free university in Germany. I should know. I mean, I'm partly German actually. They must have free higher education there. And that just makes total sense to me. I mean, obviously you have to, demonstrate that you're up to it. Anyone who's able to get higher education should never be kept out because your financial circumstances. It's just the world will be a lot better if everyone is better educated and all that. Great country, Finland. It looks like. Yep. Yeah, we could learn from them. Paraguay is the second biggest producer of weed in the world after Mexico. Yeah. Let's see. What's a good weed song? How about, let's see. yeah, yeah. Oyo como va. Oyo como va. Muchacha, oyo como va. Muchacha. I don't think it's muchacha. Samba, samba. How about Beatles? Everyone knows the Beatles. They had a classical guitar on a few songs. Yesterday? No, I don't think. Was Yesterday on a nylon string? That's. I like dark chords. This is a dark chord. Like this is a C, but I like to add the lower G here, so it's like. I like that. Now F, that's a chord that flamenco is crazy about. They always use that chord, an F with the. If you ever listen to flamenco music, it is so alien and experimental, really, and very progressive. I think it's very progressive. I'm a big fan of Al Di Meola. I like Al Di Meola a lot. He's great. And what's the name of that flamenco hero, more or less? Jeez, my memory's terrible nowadays. Anyways. I still remember really cheesy music from the 70s growing up. It's from TV commercials and so really elevator-y music, some of it. Name that tune. My viewers are dropping off like flies probably as soon as I play that. So anyways, sounds familiar, yeah. It might be like a 1970s coffee commercial or something. Theme music from a coffee company. Anyways, so just a quick reminder again, last month's January I was out of it. I was knocked out flat from COVID-19. And and that kind of dragged on a little too. So I was not too productive. I was kind of out of it, and the family was a bit too. So it was not a very productive month for me, but I did do some cool videos. And in case you haven't checked it, go to the community shelf on my YouTube page, community. There's a link there. I just did a Zoom call with 3 other reactors, Doug Halverston, or Daily Doug, Jim Newstead, and this couple called Nick and Lex. Nick and Lex? Is it Lex? Alexia? Darn, I forgot. We had a fun chat for an hour. We're going to do it again. We just got started. We did a origins story. We basically all discussed how we got into reaction videos. And basically, everybody just kind of found themselves doing it. It was not really something you plan per se. You just sort of end up doing it. It's kind of a weird thing. And I really think reaction videos are great. How do you guys like action videos? Oh yeah, Nick and Lex, that's right. Yeah, they're great. Yeah. You mentioned Chris Christopherson. Oh, I like Chris. I almost got one of his albums once. He had a solo album. It's just him and an old guitar singing. He's got that smoky, super low, grizzly voice. Just very cool. Yeah, you didn't need much more. He didn't need any embellishments. His interesting character. John Williams, yeah, yeah. So Dave, you like reaction vids? That's great. Yeah, yeah, I do too. I've started to watch more actually now. At first, I've been doing this almost 3 years. Reaction videos. I can't believe it. Almost 3 years, and I would say all throughout, I might have once in a while checked out certain guys, like hardly anyone. Just JP is probably the only one I ever checked out, and I started checking out Daily Doug once or twice, and Nick and Lex, I never even heard of them before, and until I was looking for a certain video reaction, and they did it. Some music they reacted to, and I liked them a lot. And Jim Newstead, he's a British guy. He's really cool. I like him a lot. He's really very down to earth kind of character. I like him a lot. He's great. So I'm sure there's even more reactors out there. I mean, there's some channels that are not reaction. They're just music based, like Classic Album Review. His name is Barry. Did a chat with him recently. Really a knowledgeable man. I was watching his channel, and he's like an artificial intelligence. Like, I don't think he's real. I think he's just a generated image, and he's connected to the World Wide Web, and he's got all these facts about all this music. It's incredible. Actually, he's just a really good writer. He's an admirable writer. And then Jim as well. He had a blog. I was reading some of his blog, and I have a blog too, prog-dog.ca. If you ever want to check out my blog, mostly I'm just doing album reviews there, written album reviews, sort of helping out, giving a helping hand to the new bands out there. So if you want me to write a review for your band, Dave Fick, or who was it, King Jadix? No, I forget which one of you. I'll go over this again. And you mentioned the band that you're in. You're doing the ambient stuff, and if I can squeeze it in, I'll do a review of your music for you. Yeah. So I think I'll sign it off pretty soon. I've been going for I don't know how long I've been on here for. Feels like almost an hour. Any of you get into new country? I think it was the early 90s. My brother, his girlfriend was a DJ at a new country station. So he was into it, obviously, and then I started listening to her show, and then I got into new country. New country was pretty cool. It was very different. New, exactly. It's but then again, I really like the old 70s stuff, the 70s country rock. That's really great stuff, and that's so timeless, that 70s country rock. Man, that was a great decade, the 70s. Who lived through the 70s here? I was born in the late 60s, so I remember the 70s quite vividly. I remember the big boat cars without seat belts in the back seat as a kid. Amazing music. I remember listening to Time Keeps on Ticking, Ticking, Ticking into the future. I remember hearing that in the back of the car. I don't remember why. I just remember that song. I just remember, oh yeah, my mom liked it. That's what it was. And I was like, cool, hey, my mom liked a song I like, because I was always into the, Time keeps on ticking into the future. That's what I loved about it, the synthesizers. Yeah, in the 70s, anything with synthesizer, I was like glued to it. It's like, that was before I was getting into prog too. I was just like, synthesizers. There's something to that. I'm really going to enjoy that. And in the 80s, man, synthesizers were so a big part of the 80s. Sampling synthesizers, with like a sample of your voice going, all that silly stuff. So there's a lot of silly stuff in the 80s because people were just playing with the technology, and it wasn't really so tastefully used sometimes. But there was a lot of great music in the 80s. Anyone out there a big fan of 80s music? What kind of 80s music do you like? What kind of 80s bands did you like? Tears for Fears? Name me some 80s bands you liked. I liked, what was it called? Oh, like Wang Chung. I thought they were pretty cool. Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. With the horns and all that. That was kind of new. Adding the bright horns. That was with synthesizers. Quite an interesting blend. The Smiths. Oh, Joy Division. Windham Hill. Oh, yeah. That goes into the 90s too, didn't it? Dave Fick, born in 80. Okay. So you're a young guy. Yeah. Dead Can Dance. Fred Firth. Henry Cow. I've heard of the Dead Can Dance. I got to check them out. Yeah. The Cure. It was great. Yeah, I like The Cure. Yeah, I'm quite influenced by them right now, actually. I'm kind of, again, it's all about guitar. Music that's based on guitar. The Cure, all about that sort of sound they have. Okay, born in 87, eh? Okay, yeah, you guys are youngers than me's. Probably have a better memory than me. Yeah. Okay, guys, me and Sharky, we're going to go for a swim. Eh, Sharky? Not really, but... So, it was nice to see you all, and we'll see you in the next stream. Take care of yourself, everybody. Born in 94, holy mackerel, you're a baby. But your memory's awful. Hey, actually, I do remember when I was 20 and forgetting things and thinking, what? I'm only 20. Why am I forgetting stuff? So, you know what'll improve your memory? Keep a dream journal. Try to remember your dreams every morning. Honestly, whenever I did that, my memory increased noticeably. Not just for dreams, but just during the day, my memory was quicker and sharper. So that's a good advice to you. Okay, peace out, guys and ladies. If there's any ladies, probably not. I get about 80 and 90% male audience in my channel mostly, so, not a lot of women. I don't know. I just don't have the pull I used to have. I don't know. Or the charm anymore. I don't know. No, I think it's a music thing mostly. It's just guys are into a lot of music like that I'm reacting to in this channel. So, okay. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.